the alcohol ban and keeping trauma units empty does absolutely nothing to help the outcomes of COVID patients. Nothing. Like, how you can even think there is a justification for having an empty trauma unit on New Year's at Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital because those doctors need to work on COVID patients. It blows my mind. It really does blow my mind. That is... Okay, there is a big difference between a trauma surgeon and a specialist physician that deals with respiratory diseases. A huge fucking difference, okay? This person is used to stitching up bleeding holes and saving your life and making sure you don't bleed out. This person is used to figuring out why your lungs aren't doing their job and trying to fix that. The two don't work in the same unit, okay? Unless there's a trauma patient that has a respiratory problem, and that respiratory problem is not a bullet in his lung. Just a thought. Also, COVID wards are not in trauma wards. Why? Because COVID wards have to be isolated because of the contagious nature of this disease. So obviously the doctors that are working in the COVID ward are not the same doctors that are working in the trauma ward. So an empty trauma unit actually just leaves trauma surgeons without their fucking adrenaline fix for the day, because that's why you become a trauma surgeon, okay? Because why else would you? Like, that's a really cuck job. Okay, so trauma units and being not COVID units was actually my second point. So my first point, which is my second point today, is that for 26 years, the ANC did not give a fuck about trauma cases. Our medical system has been overwhelmed with trauma since the dawn of time. And they didn't care when doctors were falling asleep behind the wheel of their car after working a 40-hour shift and killing themselves. They didn't care that they were working with limited resources, would quite often be running out of shields, because yes, COVID was not the first time that doctors used shields. Arterial bleeding tends to spray up, so trauma surgeons were running low on shields, gloves, masks, all sorts of different things that you need as a trauma doctor. And they were short on them in government hospitals. The ANC didn't care that hospitals were flooded with traumas on the 16th of December or the 25th of December or the 1st of January or over Easter weekend. The ANC didn't care about the road death toll over December and the Easter period. The ANC didn't care. For 26 years, they didn't care. Because if they'd cared, they would have put programs in place to actually deal with the problem of driving in this country. People are irresponsible drivers. And alcohol. They would have put actual re-education programs. I don't know, I don't like that word, but I don't know how else to put it. If they had cared about trauma, they would have dealt with the root cause a long time ago. But no, the way they want to deal with it is to ban something completely. Because that won't make it go illegal at all. Oh no. Oh no, never. Yeah. So, if you think that this alcohol ban is in the best interests of the people, it's not. Okay? It's really not. Because we're looking at a government that hasn't done anything for 26 years. And now they have to be seen to be doing something. So in order to do that, they're taking away our civil liberties. And that's not okay. Then my third point of my rant in terms of this alcohol ban is in March, we were told we're locking down for 21 days to prepare the healthcare sector. 21 days, it's all we need, and then we'll be prepared. We'll have enough PPE, we'll have enough tests, we'll hopefully be closer to a treatment, because in March there was lots of speculation about how to treat this disease. Okay, 21 days. 21 days became 35 days. 35 days became lockdown levels. Lockdown level 3 started on the 1st of June, which is where we should have been from the beginning. 1st of June was where we should have been from the beginning. There was absolutely no reason to have such a hard lockdown for 2.5 months. Absolutely no reason. Finally, we went to level 1 in, was it October or September? I don't know. But basically, cigarettes and alcohol were allowed to be sold again, and people forgot. People forgot what this government did to us. That they gave us alcohol and then they took it away. And then we finally got cigarettes back, and they were like, oh no, everything's cool. I can smoke, I can drink, like everything's cool. I can go back to work, you know, stuff's going to be okay. Can probably make a bit of money in time for Christmas. Everything's going to be just peachy, guys. It's okay. Yeah. We got complacent, guys. We got complacent. So 21 days to prepare the healthcare sector turned into 9 months of lockdown, and then we got shouted at like naughty little school children, and we got told it's our own fault that the trauma units that don't treat COVID are overrun because we drink too much and behave too irresponsibly, and now we have a COVID problem again. And it's all our fault. So, Karen and Andre and all those people that are sitting there in their cute little suburban houses and haven't lost a cent throughout lockdown because they've been able to work from home, and they haven't really lost their sanity because their kids are in a private school and the private schools went online like straight away, guys, and I'm so impressed. And like, you know, they're just doing so well with online schooling, and like I can just sit here and sip my Chardonnay and like just make sure that they're there in front of the screen and everything's okay. You people need to shut the fuck up and sit the hell down, because you have no idea just how harmful it is to turn around and say to your fellow South Africans that it's their fault that they have to leave their house because they can't afford Checkers 60/60, and they need to leave their house and actually go and do their shopping them fucking selves. Okay, it's not okay. So you guys need to stop it, please, and thank you. And that might be the end of my rant. I don't know. But it's not my fucking fault that there's COVID infections on the rise. And it was, the government had a long time to prepare the hospitals, and they didn't. So there. This has been Eleutheria, enlightening South Africa through liberty. Remember, it's not our fault that the cases are rising. The virus is just virusing. That's what happens. Don't let this government divide us any more than they already have. Start standing together. Start watching out for your neighbors instead of reporting them, snitching. Stop it. Okay. And that's it. Stay safe out there. Don't wear a mask if you don't have to. And I'll see you tomorrow.